Hi, I'm Ann Nguyen of the Artful Grimmer, and today I'm going to show you how to paint my new DIY pot kit from Spotlight. So you'll have 2 ceramic pots, a set of cardboard stencils, 2 paintbrushes, a set of paints, a tube of varnish, a white acrylic paint pen, and an instruction sheet. You'll also need a pencil, an eraser, a jar or a container of water to clean your brushes, and a cloth or a rag. If you want a crisp painted edge like the inside of this pot, this is where your masking tape comes in. And just apply it in a straight line on the inside of my pot. We can grab our stencils and start applying them to the outside of our pot. Take each of the stencil shapes and hold it against your pot and trace lightly around the edge. You can refer to the design illustration in the instruction sheet if you want to copy my design exactly as is. Now that your stencil shapes are drawn in, we'll start drawing in some freehand lines, curved lines that go in and around your stenciled shapes to create these different areas where we'll fill it in with different paint colors. Now the fun painting part begins. And my tip is to use the larger brush for larger areas, like this area for example, and then swap to your smaller brush for the smaller areas or for the detail. So for all of the areas that you paint, I recommend really thin, smooth coats. If you want to paint the bottom of your pot, you can just connect to the lines. Just make sure that you take your paint all the way to the edge of the masking tape. To get a really nice second coat, you want your first coat to be really dry before you put the second coat on there. You can see there what a difference that second coat makes. I can start peeling off my masking tape from inside the pot. So now that my pot is dry, I'm going to apply some white leafy outlines with this acrylic paint pen. And I'll do a second coat with the pen to get a really opaque white finish. You can see here for my second coat that I'm really thickening that line to make it really nice and bold. All right, so this is what it'll look like after a couple of coats with a paint pen. Now that we've finished painting our pot, it's best to leave it to dry for at least 24 hours before we apply the varnish. And with the varnish, I find that working in small sections and making sure those sections are really thoroughly varnished is the best way to go. I'm going to apply the varnish using my large flat brush, working in small sections and making sure that every surface is covered in the varnish. So there you have it, a finished abstract tropical pot, and you can pop a plant straight into it. And with the smaller size pot, I find this one really great to pop paintbrushes, pens and other stationery. And you can also pop a plant in that one as well if you like. So head into Spotlight and grab one of my DIY kits. I'd love to see what you create, so don't forget to tag me on socials at The Artful Grimmer and at Spotlight stores.